Hi, dear students. Today we talk about teaching aids evaluating materials from assessment of language teaching. So let's move on the topic. First of all, we will discuss teaching aids and how their role while teaching language. Then we will move on evaluating materials, namely how we should evaluate our materials handouts at the end of the lesson. The third one is material designing. This one is also important for future teachers. First of all, teaching aids. What are they? So here is given teaching aids, guys. For example, in order to draw students' attention, we utilize some aids. Here is given these aids, guys. For example, a flip chart, a DVD player. It is true nowadays we don't use DVD player, but in any way, I utilize these aids in order to explain today's topic, a laptop, the most useful ones, and every day we will use these ones, LCD computer, projector, guys, and interactive board. Mostly I used my laptop and interactive board while explaining a topic. All of them are useful in order to draw students' attention, learners' attention. We should use these aids, guys. And also different online apps, guys. Realia. What is Realia? While explaining the topic, the future teachers should use Realia, guys, namely real things while explaining new things. It is true in daily basis. It is not appropriate for our lesson. I mean, we cannot use everyday realia, but in some cases, in some topic, while explaining in some topic, so we can use real things. For example, school things, it can be pens, pencils, notebooks, let's say windows, tables, right? In order to explain classroom, right? So we can use realia and we can bring some real things, for example, while explaining, let's say, the clothes, we can bring the hats, let's say, ties, also some dresses, and also dishes, food, instrument, or technology, right? So here is given common realia for different levels. For beginners, television timetables, right? Cinema timetables, train timetables, restaurant menus, postcards, right? All of them are considered realias for beginner learners. Let's move on for intermediate learners. For example, teenage magazines, surveys, teenage issues, newspapers, some articles. All of them are considered realias for intermediate learner. Last one is advanced learners. Let's say general newspaper articles, it can be magazine articles, it can be academic material, it can be. So these ones are considered realias for advanced learners. From what way realias are useful? We have some learners, they can keep in my mind for real things, guys. That's why we should use realia in order to explain our new thing. Here is given realia strategies, guys. When to use realia. Mostly it is used to teach English to ELL students, right? Or in order to explain science scene. Yes, for example, in order to teach geographical scenes or biological scenes with their models, like, right? So, or let's say while explaining the, let's say the vocabulary scenes, right? We can use the realia. And what is the pros and cons of realia? Let's say it can be the students get a multisensory experience. Yes, yeah. This one is pros of realia. What about the cons ones? Let's say a student have to be creative. Students can be difficult to find the object. No, I'm sorry. Sometimes it can be difficult to find the objects in order to explain this scene. Let's move on to the next slide, guys. Next one is flashcards, using flashcards. In order to teach the colorful scene, we should use some flashcards also. The next one is using the internet if effective sometimes because sometimes it can be disconnection. That's why so while teaching online, internet is very useful because we can utilize online slides, let's say, or the videos, online videos. Let's say we can show some online photos in order to explain our topic. And if there is any internet, if there is some disconnection, it is not effective for our lesson. And we can utilize some textbooks, guys, in order to explain our scene. Also, and our books should be very informative